Why you wanna play with me just how you want? You wanna run around my feelings whenever you want. It don't work like that around here. It don't work like that around here. It don't work like that around here. It don't work. You can never run my heart the way you want. Always thought you the one for me. Now I'm hitting you. Why you wanna play with me just how you want? You wanna run around my feelings whenever you want. It don't work like that around here. 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 The way you want. Always thought you the one for me. Now I'm hitting you. Why you wanna play with me just how you want? Ain't like that around here. It don't work like that around here. It don't work like that around here. It don't work like that around here. Need me? Why I never hear you say you need me, girl? In my feelings, you can never run my heart the way you want. Always thought you the one for me. Now I'm hitting you. Why you wanna play with me just how you want? You wanna run around my feelings whenever you want. It don't work like that around here. 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 Need me? Why I never hear you say you need me, girl? In my feelings, you can never run my heart the way you want. Oh, it's whenever you want. It don't work like that around here. 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 Need me? Why I never hear you say you need me, girl? In my feelings, you can never run my heart the way you want. Always thought you the one for me. Now I'm hitting you. Why you wanna play with me just how you want? You wanna run around my feelings whenever you want. It don't work like that around here. 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 Need me? Why I never hear you say you need me, girl? In my feelings, you can never run my heart the way you want. Always thought you the one for me. Now I'm hitting you. Why you wanna play with me just how you want? You wanna run around my feelings whenever you want. It don't work like that around here. It don't work like that around here.
Good evening and welcome to Northwest. Good evening and welcome to the second installment of Northwest Today. Today in the studio, Renale, a young man by the name of Tshepiso Nalena, who will be talking a little bit more. Like we said during the launch, we are covering Northwest. We are specifically looking into what happens in the Northwest province. We are going to be profiling the artists and young talent within the Northwest province. So today in studio we have Tshepiso. Tshepiso, welcome.
Thank you, ma'am.
Can you tell us how to do a Tshepiso for Buagama?
Speaking of Tshepiso Siko is a young man born and raised in Rustenburg. I'm from a dusty village called Mail Extension. I did my matric at JMZ High School, and then from there I actually wanted to do media studies. I wanted to be an actor. Growing up, I wanted to be an actor. And then 2016, I applied with Tshwane University of Technology, School of the Arts. And I was rejected 2016. And then I applied again in 2017. I got rejected. And then I applied again in 2018 and I got rejected. That's when I decided that I'm done with all these things. But actually, after I was rejected in 2016, I didn't just stay home and say, no, I was rejected. I actually decided to go to MSc Business College and study information technology. Yeah, that's where I met up with my business partner, Onalena Marumura. We were actually classmates and we were the naughtiest ones in class. We were forever chased out. Like, if you could go to MSc Business College and say Tshepiso and Onalena, like, they will just tell you that those are the two guys you can never separate. No matter how tough, come hell or high waters, you can never separate us. And we were forever chased out in class and stuff because we were, in most cases, we were found helping other students and making noise. So those are the type of things. Because when coming to computers, we actually knew computers before we went to school. So what we were being taught at MSc is something that we already knew. So it was something that was useless for us to learn. So we were making noise and trying to help others, so the lectures didn't like that. Yeah, I was born on the 4th of November 1996. So I'm actually turning 23 this year. And yeah, I've been in the business world for like 3 years now.
That's quite impressive. As you heard, he's only 23 years old, and Tshepiso and, like you said, Onalena, they are the brains behind New Inferno Television. We are talking about a fourth industrial revolution, New Inferno Television, which is where we are right now. And by a fourth industrial revolution, we are talking about the current environment in which disruptive technologies and trends such as the Internet of Things and artificial intelligence are changing the way in which we work and live. Can you take us back, Jorge? What happened? How did it come about? How did New Inferno TV come about?
New Inferno TV, actually, when we started, it was something that we just did for fun. We never thought of taking it to the corporate world, but anyway, we saw it growing big. So yeah, New Inferno TV came about the year 2017, because that's when we decided to come up with New Inferno TV. It's the time where I was rejected for the second time, and I decided to do something like a show on YouTube, and Onalena decided that we can come up with an online channel. So yeah, we then went to YouTube and started shooting some things, and then I lost interest in presenting and being the public guy. And then our other partner, Luntumzo, she came up with a show called The 5 Minutes Talk. I believe if you could search New Inferno TV on YouTube, that's the first show that you find, and that's when he interviewed these other two ladies that were interested in music. And then from there we decided to take a break, and then and then we came about New Inferno TV. That's when we met the potentials last year around the months of August.
Okay. So you mentioned Hore, there was a point where you wanted to do media studies, and also did that influence in any way your wanting to do presentation, to be a presenter for the channel?
Actually, New Inferno TV, when we started, we wanted to push ourselves more than anything else. But after it was done, we realized that it's a lot of work just for the three of us. Because it was us behind the cameras, and then it had to be us editing, and then it had to be us presenting again. And then we decided to reach out and look for people, but we couldn't find anyone because the town that we are in, people happen to have interest, but at the same time, when you give them an opportunity, they just decide to like throw you like that. So like we kinda actually decided, we're reaching out. Because after this initiative in Inferno TV, I actually lost interest in being a public figure and presenting and stuff. I always wanted to see myself behind the scenes. So
Okay. The world that we're living in now, we are going to the fourth industrial revolution, as I said. Things are changing, things are no longer that manual. It's about technology. A young youth, what do you have to say to them? How can they take part in being part of the fourth industrial revolution?
To anyone who's sitting at home, then actually interested in the fourth industrial revolution and the things that are going on in this world, first thing that I want to tell them is that they have to be really tough, because it's not an easy chain, and they have to be decisive. Like, there are some things that you cannot mix with this world that we're living in, like the fourth industrial revolution world. There are some things that you cannot mix with. Like, for instance, we know we grow up with the youth that are interested in partying and stuff like that. So actually, when you come up with initiatives like this, they demand full attention and they demand your full focus. And one other thing that I want my fellow youth people that are at home to actually know is that there's nothing we can do without God. So like, God should be the main man. Like, you should put God first and stuff like that. And you should also have like goals. You should give the structure. This is what I want to do first, and then I'll come here, and then I'll come here. And one other thing that I would tell them is they should start with what they have. Because in Inferno TV, when we started using phones. The first time we ever went live, we were using phones. And then from phones, we revolutionized to cameras, smaller cameras, to where we are today. So like, I'm actually telling them to start where they are, use what they have, focus and pray really hard. And they have to be really tough.
Alright, you've heard it for yourself. We'll be back after the break. We are still chilling with Tshepiso Siko. We're going to talk more about this fourth industrial revolution, which is changing the way in which we are living and the way in which we are working. We'll be back right after this break.
It don't work like that around here. It don't work like that around here. It don't work like that around here. Need me. Why I never hear you say you need me, girl? In my feelings, you can never run my heart the way you want. Always thought you the one for me. Now I'm hitting you. Why you wanna play with me just how you want? You wanna run around my feelings whenever you are. It don't work like that around here. 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 Need me. Why I never hear you say you need me, girl? In my feelings, you can never run my heart the way you want.
Welcome back to Northwest today, and in studio we are still with sitting with Tshepiso, and we are talking about fourth industrial revolution, where we are specifically looking at New Inferno television. Tshepiso, before the break, how New Inferno came about, right? I just want to find out, are there any challenges that any challenges in Arizona within New Inferno television?
Yeah, there are challenges that we're facing. Yeah, first of all, the first challenge that I can highlight is the environment that we are in, because we are based in Rustenburg, and we all know that in Rustenburg these technology things are not really taken into consideration, and not everyone really cares about it. They usually want to see it happen from somewhere else before they could start buying into it. So like that's one of the challenges. Support. We don't really get support in our hometown, because if we could get support from our hometown, we could be better than we are right now. And the second challenge is New Inferno TV is actually something that is starting like an Android application, a television that is an Android application is something that is very new worldwide. So like we're still trying to actually sell the idea to everyone. Like there are some people that don't really get what's happening, because I'll be like, hey, we have an online television, and they say, what's your channel? Is it on DSTV? Is it where? Is it where? And I'll be like, no, it's something on your phone, and say, and you get it. So yeah, those are the type of challenges that I could mention.
And speaking of those kind of challenges, how do you overcome them? Because you guys have been growing from strength to strength, I believe.
Yeah.
Since you stand for the study while you are still at school and whatnot, and already now the TV has launched and it has its program more Northwest.
Yes.
How have you overcome the challenges that you facing?
The only thing that I would say helped us this far, sexually speaking, to the big man, which is God, we like prayer. Prayer did the rest, but prayer without actions is just nothing. So I would just say the strength that we got to actually hold on when things were really tough. Because we always had tougher days where I felt like we all wanted to quit. But then there's just something within that says, no, you can still do it. You can still do it. You know, yeah, I would say it's having a relationship with God that actually helped us to get this far. Because like, yeah, there are days that have been really, really tough where I felt like, no, this is something new. Nobody even cares. Even if I stop, everyone else has stopped. I'm not the first. I can just go get a job like everyone else. But then the following day in the morning, I still have that confidence, you know, waking up knowing, God called me for this. Like, because like, as you all know, faith is not painting it blue and praying for it to turn out red. It's actually praying for it like, while it's not working, it's like sowing a seed or something. You cannot sow a seed and want to reap a fruit tomorrow. You have to sow a seed and then water it and then go to, in a few, it will be a tree. From tree it will bloom. Then before you know it, you have the fruit. So this is what keeps us going.
You spoke about employment.
Yeah.
You didn't go that route. Instead, this is the route that you went. What pushed you? Because the reason I'm asking this is because a lot of our youth, especially more the Northwest Province, we are a mining province, right? And we are considering the mining industry.
Yeah.
We are also a farming province. We are considering the farming, the agricultural industry.
Yeah.
But you chose something different. What made you not? I want to find out did you get any support from your parents? Did they not push you to go into you will get married and you will make money
quicker?
Yeah.
Actually, I've never, like I told you, back in school I was one stubborn person.
Yeah.
So that's where I actually got to realize that I would never make a great employee. Because I will always fight with my employer. Because I'm one person, I like things going my way.
Yeah.
And actually, when someone has hired me and is giving me a salary, that won't work out. So that's when we decided, immediately we started having issues with the lecturers. We decided that we're going to be entrepreneurs. That's why we decided to be entrepreneurs. We actually not just focused in the New Inferno TV project. New Inferno TV is just a baby under an umbrella called New Inferno Entertainment, where we do a lot of, actually we do everything in the media, from music production to everything. We do software development, everything that has to do with IT solutions and media. So yeah, our first deal with the ever biggest company in town is Royal Bafokeng, because we developed a system. It was a voting system because there were elections and people were voting many times. So we came up and the elections were postponed and they were hopeless on how to tackle the matter. And by that time we were just there as we were party agents for some other lady from Mail Extension. Yeah, she was one of the people who were elected to be a councillor. So we were there as party agents. And then an issue rose, and then we were like, no, we can fix this matter. And then we fixed the matter and they paid us. That's where we saw, okay, this is a very different thing. Because we actually got to realize that when ever since we've been entrepreneurs, there were times where we could get money 5 days, the whole 5 days of the week. And then we realized that it's useless to actually go to work for 30 days and only get paid 1 day. In the whole year you get paid 12 times. So we actually said, no, we're not gonna follow this rule of earning 12 times in 365 days. Because actually we wanna make money. Yeah, we love money, we are passionate and we have courage. And one other thing, we are very stubborn. We don't like taking somebody else's way. That's why we decided to follow this plan.
Okay. Earlier, we learned about the youth, trying to convince them to get into probably download the app, right? And then you said it is a challenge because I'm trying to say probably because most of the people do not understand what fourth industrial revolution is. They do not understand this concept of AI guy. I mean, we have many outlets already. They are practicing they've gone the fourth industrial revolution route, and where you find you no longer have to pay the till, or you no longer have to order. We don't sit down like some of the chicken franchises, restaurants, and then you don't have to go order. So how do you plan to convince the youth, or anyone for that matter, who does not understand what the fourth industrial revolution is, the way that we are going? How do you convince them, look, this is what is trending, like because we've been I think the second industrial revolution was when we didn't have electricity, and people, I'm assuming people also did not understand what electricity is gonna better their lives. How do you tell people by this fourth industrial revolution, New Inferno Television, this is how it's going to change your life?
Yeah, getting on that one, New Inferno Television has like 3 channels.
Yeah.
We have the 24 hours channel, and then we have education, and then we have sports. The reason why we have the 24/7 channel is like the master of New Inferno TV. But then along the way we realized that there are some things that we should implement on the application. We were driven by circumstances that are real, like that are just reality. Yeah, let me take you through that. New Inferno TV has an education channel, because we know there's DSTV where you can get Mindset Extra, and it's not every household that can have a DSTV decoder or get it paid every month. But I bet my life that in every family there can be more than 3 to 2 smartphones. That's why we have the channel, the education channel.
Yeah.
We actually want to help the students to be able to learn even when they are home. Like New Inferno TV, we want to change lives. Our vision is to actually engage with the schools so that we do away with children staying home, staying at school for extra lessons. We'll just stay at the school with the teacher, and then learners will be learning from home. I know, of course, there are differences in families. There are families where there's only 2 children, and those 2 children, the other one is like the parent or something. So like imagine that person having to stay at school till the hours of 6, and they have the younger ones. So like we actually want to do away with that.
Okay.
So they can be able to go home, feed their siblings, and do the house chores, but at the same time be able to learn from home.
We are still chilling with Thabiso Sigo. We just quickly need to take a break. My producer has been signaling we need to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this break.
Always thought you the one for me. Now I'm hitting you. Why you wanna play with me? Just it don't work like that around here. 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 Need me? Why I never hear you say you need me, girl? In my feelings, you can never run my heart the way you want. Always thought you the one for me. Now I'm hitting you. Why you wanna play with me? Just how you want. You wanna run about my feelings whenever you want. It don't work like that around here. 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 Need me? Why I never hear you say you need me, girl? In my feelings, you can never run my heart the way you want. Always thought you the one for me. Now I'm hitting you.
Welcome back. You are still tuned on to news, rather Northwest Today. So before the break, even during the break, we were talking about this a very interesting concept. New Inferno television.
Yeah.
So before the first segment, you spoke about political influence on Lindiona.
Okay.
Can you just tell us, Hori, does this project have any political influence? Were you funded by any political parties, by any politicians? Hori, does it have any political influence? Was there any funds taken from any municipality or any politician to fund this project?
New Inferno TV was actually funded by ourselves. We funded New Inferno television from the scratch and everything. Yeah, I spoke about a deal that we had with Royal Africa. That was just a one-time deal because we just offered them. We were just the service provider there. Yeah, we just provided a service they needed at that time, and then we just went pathways. And apart from that, there's no any other political connection that we may have or anything. No, we don't have any. So New Inferno TV, actually we started buying our own things, using our own money. Every cent that we made, like I told you, New Inferno TV is under New Inferno Entertainment. Whenever we have a cent from New Inferno Entertainment, it may be music production or maybe because actually New Inferno TV and New Inferno Entertainment, it also does media coverages. So the focus is on manyalo, and you know they can happen consecutively, like week after week. That's how we managed to actually buy our equipment. Yeah.
And very quickly before we wrap, New Inferno Television, how do people get a hold of it? How do you download it?
New Inferno Television is available for downloads on Google Play Store. All you have to do is go to Play Store, then search New Inferno Television. New Inferno Television, the spelling is N-U, and then Inferno. Inferno is INFERNO, meaning fire. It's like new flames, but we just decided to go 4IR about it.
Yeah.
So New Inferno is the 4IR of New Flames.
Okay.
Yeah, New Inferno Television. So yeah, you just get it. And if you want to get hold of us, you can go to our Facebook page. It's at New Inferno TV. And then we also have Instagram account, it's New Inferno TV. Twitter account, it's New Inferno TV. And you can also email us at newinfernotv@gmail.com.
You heard it for yourself. No political alliance, no political affiliation. That's how we wrap up today's show of Northwest Today. We'll be back again tomorrow, same time, same place, with news around the Northwest. Good night.
Why you wanna play with me just how you want? You wanna run around my feelings whenever you want. It don't work like that around here. It don't work like that.